And also, Matt, you're good on video? You're good? I got a thumbs up there, okay. And my mic's on, so we're rolling. And okay, I think we're ready. Let's start with applause on the count of three. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Welcome everyone. Another Wayside Furniture Linden Sons Studio C session here at the Summit FM. Been very, very excited for this one for quite some time. The very well respected and terrific band Deep Sea Diver joining us here for Studio C session. Jessica Dobson and Elliott Jackson from the band here. One of the great bands signed to Sub Pop Records. Their fourth album, Billboard Heart, is available now. And just performed last night in concert, July 24th, 2025 at the Grog Shop in Cleveland Heights. Jessica, Elliott, welcome to Akron. Welcome to Studio C.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for showing up.
No, you guys absolutely killed it last night, as you do, effortlessly. And so happy to have you here in a mildly stripped back setting. I heard you mention, let's lean into the reverb for a dreamy sound. It's early in the morning for you guys. I know it's not your thing, and I get it. So thank you for making time for us. So Deep Sea Diver joining us here for a Studio C session, a room full of Summit members. Let's start with a song. What do you guys have for us first?
Awesome. Well, we just released a record called Billboard Heart, and this is the title track.
My baby's got a billboard heart that says please don't revive. Heaven paints all over it, but I'm afraid of us. And there's plenty of those
Well, that was kind of a stunning way to start. The subdued intensity on display with that one from Deep Sea Diver, the title track to the new record, Billboard Heart, their fourth full length, available now on Sub Pop Records. An unbelievable concert last night as well, July 24th, 2025 at the Grog Shop in Cleveland Heights. Jessica Dobson and Elliott Jackson from Deep Sea Diver joining us for a Wayside Furniture Blended Sun Studio C session for Summit members. And actually, Jessica, we've met before. You don't remember this, of course, but a long time ago, I was in Pittsburgh to see Wilco in concert at Heinz Hall, November 6th, 2019. And I'm a huge Wilco fan, and I get there, I'm like, who is this opening band? I've never heard of them. Why? I feel like I should have heard of them. And I'm sitting in the back of the theater watching, and I'm blown away by what we just saw here. A subdued intensity, a little bit, but a rockin' intensity like you guys do. And I'm watching this, I'm like, man, these guys are great. I gotta find out more. So after your set, I went back to the merch table and I walked up to you and I said, what label are you guys on? I feel like I should know you guys, because I was looking through work emails to jog my memory, and you said to me, we're not on a label. Mm-hmm. And you said, and oh, wow, I said, very independent. So you were on my radar at that point, and then the Impossible Weight album comes out the following year. I'm like, oh, that's who I saw open for Wilco back then. And first off, great show years ago with that, and a killer introduction, and an opening gig for Wilco is a pretty good deal. That also continued a couple years ago. You got to open for Pearl Jam out on the West Coast. Fellow Pacific Northwest folks.
Yeah.
How did that come about? How did these opening gigs come about for such established bands as an independent artist and then, as an established artist now?
Well, I think one of the things I'm really drawn towards is just conversating with other artists. I think I had met Nels Klein along the way, met Pat from Wilco, and just geeking out on gear, having that musical community. And so it's always because it is kind of, it's rare just to be like, oh, I'd like to open for them, I'll submit. You kind of have to know somebody.
Of course, yeah.
Or they like your band, maybe you don't know about it. And so I think with Wilco, it was this natural thing where we ended up working with the same booking agent as well. Yeah. And it just made sense, and they were kind enough to take us out on tour with them. We just did a few more shows with them overseas as well. It was wonderful. I love that band. And then Pearl Jam, we had a fan in the band. It was Jeff, the bass player, Jeff Emmett. Yeah. And he loved Secrets and Impossible Weight. And so, just never know. I remember getting that email, from our manager, Pearl Jam would like for you to open 10 shows. And I was like, what? Yeah, in arenas? And I was like, that's crazy. And so we ended up actually debuting trying out a lot of songs in arenas that were new for this record at the time. But
what's that like? I mean, you have such a guitar rock sound, and to let it all rip in a giant arena like that's got to be a cool experience.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of surprised by a lot of arena shows. You just never know as an opener if
sure.
If everyone's gonna be just drinking beer, eating hot dogs,
Who's
and
paying
not
attention?
ever looking your way.
Right.
But Pearl Jam fans they're if they like you, they love you.
I'm one of them, so I can attest to that for sure.
So they were very respectful, and and we see a bunch of shows along the way, and they love to travel. It's cool.
Yeah. Well, and just seeing your live show again, especially touring behind this record, there is just such a grit, a swagger, a magnetism, and strength coming out of you and your band in these performances. And I feel like you're just channeling legends from artists like from St. Vincent to Kate Bush. And
oh, wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I will take that.
I see it in both, and I'm just wondering where some of these influences come from and your style of guitar playing. I mean, I'm watching you last night, and you have I don't know. There's you channel it's an art form to channel feedback and distortion like you do, and I know you're an effects pedal nerd. I heard you visited Earthquaker Devices down the road here just yesterday. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, your guitar playing, what have you styled that off of, and whom?
Yeah, So growing up, I think probably some of my earlier influences, because I had a cool cousin, were like the Smiths. A lot of jangly Britpop, Echo and the Bunnymen.
Yeah.
Blur. I love Graham Coxon's guitar playing. He was the most experimental one that I was into. And of course Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead.
Yep.
And I think as time went on, a lot of my earlier stuff, like writing wise and records, I think it was well-crafted songwriting, but I didn't have a lot of grit. And you mentioned grit, like that kind of came in later with other collaborations and my like playing with Peter, my partner who also plays drums. He would just kind of push me towards the edges a lot more.
Gain confidence and really lean into what you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Get a
some of that
feel.
like feedback stuff is like my Yola Tango
Yeah,
influence
for sure.
and My Bloody Valentine and I'm a
Shoegaze.
jazz master, lover, and so this is like my third arm.
Yeah.
Feedback, this goes hand in hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are all good influences. That's a good track record of who you looked up to as a aspiring guitar god. Well, Deep Sea Diver joining us here for a Wayside Furniture Blind Sun Studio C session. Jessica Dobson, Elliott Jackson from the band here in the area touring behind their new record, Billboard Heart, out now on Sub Pop Records. Just performed at the Grog Shop in Cleveland Heights last night. Let's do another song. What do you have for us next?
Awesome. Let's do Always Waving Goodbye. This is kind of like my earlier Elliott Smith influence coming out in this song.
Life not taken with all of your demons, holding some space to see if you were sleeping. But I know, you know, I know you're not here to let go. Fetty of thoughts, they're lying on the road, and I'll let you down easy. You don't have to get up.
C Diver joining us for another Wayside Furniture Blend and Son Studio C session. This room is packed with Summit members. Got a lot of Deep Sea Diver fans in the room as well. Very excited for this one. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. Jessica Dobson, Elliott Jackson from Deep Sea Diver joining us, touring behind their fourth album, Billboard Heart, out now on Sub Pop Records, and a great concert last night at the Grog Shop in Cleveland Heights. I want to ask you about this too. A couple summers ago, you went into a studio to, start working out some ideas, record some tracks, just get started on making this new record. And I understand that, it just didn't, you just weren't feeling it. Nothing really clicked for you. It didn't go so well. And I'm sure that was disappointing and a little discouraging, writer's block, I don't know. But you stepped aside, you sort of got out of the studio, took a break from that, came back with a renewed sense of maybe context or different ideas in your head. And I can only assume it obviously gave you a renewed approach. Tell us the process of how that all went down and the making of this new record and the stopping and the starting with that.
Yeah, I think when you start thinking about making a record, you're hoping to bring your authentic self, using all of your intuition, all of those things, and try not to think too hard about it. But I think that on this record, the path it took was I felt really confident. I was like, all right, we've got 11 songs. We played them. We did a bunch of secret shows in Seattle. Mm-hmm. We were feeling really good about them. We tried some out, like I said, at the Pearl Jam shows. They were going really well. But sometimes it's just you go in the studio and you think you have it, but you didn't quite capture the spirit of something. Yeah. So I think it was that plus.
Do you think you put a lot of pressure on yourself?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
It's the hardest way. Yet to meet an artist who doesn't in some way, shape, or form. But
so how do you push yourself out of that?
Well, I had to. I think, like you say, we kind of took a break. I had to completely step away from it for a second, which is always a really hard thing to do because I was really disappointed. It was we spent a lot of money. Oh, that's already pressure, in and of itself. Right. But I was like, where did I go wrong? Can I trust my intuition? And you start asking yourself all those questions, and just took a break and had to find it again. And when I did find it, with the help of my band members, Elliott, Peter, all these things, or my co-producer that we brought on later on for the project. Yeah. He was like, Jessica, you have all these what you thought were demos. This is the thing. Yeah. The song What Do I Know was recorded at my house in my home studio. Right. And I was like, oh, it's just a demo, but it's
no, it's good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That rips.
Well, I can speak to that too as a music fan and as someone who listens to music for a living to choose what to play on cool radio stations like ours. Mm-hmm. Sometimes there are songs that I'll hear that are new and it's okay, that's good, and I don't really think too much about it. Yeah. And then you keep listening to it maybe in the background and then maybe you just don't for a while, but then there's a certain moment when you don't even realize that you're not fully paying attention where it does come on in the background after you haven't heard it for a while in a completely different context. And then it clicks and that's when you get it oh, that's this song and I love this now. So I'm sure maybe a similar sense with yourself. You just had to step away, let it breathe for a minute and just forget about it for a little while. But then when you came back, it all clicked.
Yeah, I kind of figured out with the help of others just kind of how to take the power back of, it was we started out with some great people working on the sessions in LA, but it wasn't quite the right crew. So Andy and I joined forces again. We did the last record together. Mm-hmm. And I was able to finish the record, thankfully, with such a beautiful, reckless freedom that was not there at the beginning. Yeah. And then it was almost jumping into an ocean and just saying completely letting go.
Right. The looseness that was freeing for you.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, one of those songs from this new record, which quite literally has been one of my absolute favorite songs of the year, is the song Shovel. And I talked about it before. There is a grit and a swagger and a magnetism and a strength coming through. I think you just sort of realize that with your diving into the ocean metaphor. Yeah. And it really, really comes through in that one. And I'm just wondering if you could give a little background on that song, Shovel.
Sure. Shovel was such an interesting song on the record. There's nothing else like it on there. And it has a lot of I call it my Nick Cave meets Robin or Kate Bush song.
Yeah.
Or there's, you mentioned Kate Bush earlier,
Right.
whom I love.
Totally pick
Yes.
up on the Nick Cave influences too.
Yeah, kind of that spoken word, Sonic Youth.
Yeah.
I almost didn't even like speak
Right.
in the verses.
Right.
And it's a new thing for me and for this record.
Mm-hmm.
And it came out of a writing exercise. I was reading Jeff Tweedy's How to Write One Song,
Right.
another book called Writing Better Lyrics, terrible title, great book. And it said the prompt that day was use all 5 senses and write about a shovel. And
Well, that's what I love about that song. It's like you're talking to yourself to
Yeah.
get yourself pumped up that you can do anything.
right,
You know?
yeah, like the shovel. I mean, it's like it's the one. It's the
A metaphor
it's the
for
only double
self-empowerment.
entendre on the record where it's like basically I'm saying like I'm gonna kill you, which is the critic,
Yeah.
and also. Sorry, I'm trying to think of. You'll be taken care of. Oh, and also, like, everything's gonna be okay. Like,
Yeah.
you'll be taken care of is like, I'm going to kill you. And also, I'm fine.
Yeah. I mean, I've never.
Is that too intense for this?
Well, that's what I mean. I love the intensity. It's a metaphor for self-empowerment, and I mean, it's a song to get fired up. Like, you know, like if you're coming at me with those lyrics, I fear you a little bit, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was aiming for.
Let's hear that song right now, Shovel by Deep Sea Diver here at the Summit FM.
I'm carrying a shovel. It's pointed at the tip. Like Mount Everest. Like Mount Everest. I'm working my way through shards of soil. I'm carrying a shovel.
That was Deep Sea Diver and Shovel here as part of a Wayside Furniture Blend & Son Studio C session for Summit members. Jessica and Elliott here from the band. Every time I hear that song, I feel like I could run through a wall for Deep Sea Diver. Run through a brick wall for you guys. That's such a killer song. Love that one. So yeah, seeing you last night in concert at the Grog Shop in Cleveland Heights, there is an interesting thing that happens during these shows, and that is an impromptu Q&A session you have with the audience. And you learn something about the Midwest, and that is that corn sweats.
I love that you're bringing this up.
Have you researched this topic on the tour bus on the way down here this morning?
We have continued to talk about it and look at research. I like that it's these little random things that become funny on the road. Where our merch person I was selling for us last night mentioned corn sweat, and that like I come up with an impromptu song last night.
You sure did, and it was fantastic.
Yeah. Blame it on the corn sweat. You know? So I blame all of my problems on sweating corn.
Keep going. That was good. Keep going.
Yeah, I don't know, it's funny to me. It sounds funny.
Well, it's a phenomenon, and I'm
Yeah.
looking this up and researching this now. Corn sweat is known by the scientific term of evapotranspiration. It's the natural process by which plants move water from the roots of the plant to the surface, and then it evaporates into the atmosphere, making the local region feel more humid. So it's exacerbating the impacts of the extreme heat blanketing the Midwest right now. There's your real-time update on corn sweats.
You know,
You're welcome.
there's always something going on when you're touring.
Learning about the places you
Corn
go to.
sweat.
Yeah. Well, we got to the bottom of that, so you're welcome.
Thank you for that very scientific information.
I'm here to help. I'm doing research on the fly here. A serious topic I wanted to bring up. I know that you're aware of this, being a touring musician, and your music being played at local independent non-commercial public radio stations like ours. You know, we talked about it before we got this session started, and that was this past weekend. You know, we had to rally back here as a radio station from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting grant that was taken from us through an act of Congress, $130,000, which was lost to us. We made that up in a live on-air pledge drive all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then some.
That's incredible.
It is. It's unbelievable. And again, a big thanks to all of our Summit members who contributed to that. I mean, that's all thanks to you and your belief in what we do. Public radio, and it's at risk right now all around the country with this, and it's an ecosystem. I mean, you know, along with the Corporation for Public Broadcasting grant, part of that is the streaming licensing to, you know, just licensing songs to get played on the radio, all the behind the scenes stuff that no one thinks about but has to happen. And, you know, there's a lot at stake, and that's just one part of it. You know, being able to have the licensing paid for to play songs like yours and your band Deep Sea Diver and many others on public radio, where we're the only places that play such excellent music like this. And you know, that turns around, you know, to affect you guys and your ability to get your music heard, and then to go out and tour behind it and make money as a band. It's a symbiotic relationship. And you know, I've seen on your social media, you've been at other non-commercial public radio stations in our world too, like KUTX in Austin. I don't know if you've been to any others. I know you do some sessions like this around. What are your thoughts on all of this?
Well, that's such a shame that grant went away. I don't understand why it's always arts and music stuff that gets cut first. That's been since the dawn of time, but incredible that I think people, you guys, community, what's special about when unfortunate things like this happen is it's like the people you acted.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you want. You want this to stay here. And I think that is the sentiment, and regardless of what government does, although it's so unfortunate, you guys are awesome. So I love the community that it built around it. It already existed, and it's still gonna be here. And that's what I'm drawn to by public radio, is it's curated, there are people behind it. It's not just like put a playlist on and leave. It's not just Spotify. It's like, it's raw and authentic. And so coming to all these different cities, you know, we hear, oh, I heard your song on the radio countless times. That's why I'm here. Or I was singing, you know, a song with my, sister or aunt or grandma in the car, and it struck me, and that's why I'm at the show, whatever. I think those experiences are priceless. So yeah, massive advocate for you guys still being here.
Thank you, Jessica. That's very kind of you to say. We've been all up in our feels with many emotions all this past week. We love you guys, the artists that we play, for the work that you do, and it is great and important work touring the country and sharing your art with everyone. That's critically important. And again, our members over the course of 3 days showed us their love and support and having our backs by giving back through their pledges and donations and contributions, that $130,000 taken from us. So it's a great big community. We're all part of it, and we're all doing good things, and we all love and appreciate everyone who has contributed on the music side, the listener side, all of it. So and we're happy that you're here too. Very, very happy that you're here too. So Deep Sea Diver joining us for a Wayside Furniture Blended Sun Studio C session. Jessica Dobson and Elliott Jackson for the band, touring behind their 4th album, Billboard Heart, out now on Sub Pop Records. The tour continues. They're going to be in Columbus tonight. Where are you guys playing in Columbus? Newport?
A&R
Music Bar. Okay.
I've never played there before.
Yeah.
I've been playing in Columbus. I love it there.
Right. So they're on the road, and we have time for one more. What's our final song you have for us?
This is one I don't think I've played on radio before. I want to do something special. I've been doing this song solo anyways during the set. It's called Be Sweet. And there's this line, we're making this harder than it has to be. So this one's for you, Congress. We're making it harder than it has to be. Just get the money back. Alright, I got you now.
Is the net that I keep dragging on the lake? Who knows what I heard and what I'll say? So please bring me flowers, bring me more than I can take. I'm making this harder than it has to be. So be sweet to me. If I'd never stay landing, and I'm only human, and I don't know how to do this, because I'm making this harder than it has to be. I'm making this harder. We'll make it through this. Time will undress all of the skeletons we've made. Who knows what I'll bet and what I'll say? So please walk through the fire with me, so I don't hesitate. I'm making this harder than it has to be. So be sweet to me. If I never stay landing, and I'm only human, I don't know how to do this. You're such a lovely thing. You're such a lovely thing. You're such a lovely thing. Why can't
guys, this was so good. We really needed this right now. That was such a fantastic Studio C session for our Summit members. Yeah, one of my favorite albums of the year, and big fans of your work. You guys are so great. Deep Sea Diver, Jessica Dobson, Elliott Jackson. One more Summit round of applause for these folks. Another terrific Wayside Furniture Blend & Son Studio C session. Again, thanks to all of our members who make this possible. We could not do it without you. And thanks to the artists who come by here and share their art and talent and music with us. Deep Sea Diver, everyone. Thanks again. And if I'm not mistaken, I think do you guys have merch out there?
Yeah, actually, we have some shirts and vinyl. We don't have our Square reader, but if you have Venmo or cash, I'll take it.
Go buy some merch from these folks. Thanks again, you guys. Thanks, Summit members as well. This is great.